at the stick, to be honest. I doubt who could argue it because at least with a lot of the other genetic curses that we've been talking about, they have some kind of benefit. Hell, even the Lamenters have a bunch of shitty fans. Though, I will also state, shout out to one of my favorite ones that is also kind of bad, and that's the Blood Organs. If you give their genetic curse a title, it would just be all fucked up. And they would just on occasion, with every new Marine, just get something, scales, sharp teeth, gills, bones on the outside, teeth on the inside, just random stuff. They were literally just mutant Marines from minute one, mind you. And I think that's one of the greatest looks for them. I think it's a good theme. That's cool for that.
Where's my other piece of bacon?
Chaos race to hell and back right now. I guess how that turned out. Also, you guys should be thankful. I could have done nothing but first kind of chapters here, but I did so long. I don't know. Who do you all think is the worst genetic curse? I said, what's favorites? Are you a Lamenters fan and you have to crush on them? Too bad. Fun fact, January is like the worst time of year for YouTube, so having you guys here means I can continue to do what I love to do and pay all the people that they can pay. Thank you all once again for watching. Until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Hello, I'm Lauren King, State Senator for Legislative District 3. I'm running for re-election and so I am fundamentally an activist. I am an environmental activist, a democracy rights activist, and a local activist. And I'm a voice in the Senate. I stand up and fight for the agenda. But I also get stuff done. There's 39 bills this year. We won't have Democratic control of the legislature, but we're doing this. And so some of these work with me, energizer funding, I listen to my constituents, I represent my constituents. Values of the system are fundamentally progressive, and I work really hard to make sure that their values are represented
Thank you. I will try. I'm just trying to eat right now.
I work with you, energizer funding, I listen to my constituents, I represent my constituents. These values of the system are fundamentally progressive, and I work really hard to make sure that their values are represented every single day.
It's special. It's too much to sell, so it's better for popular.
It's turn on for singing.
Yeah.
Hey, I said keep me frozen.
Have a little bit of sausage,
Slow roasted and chicken. You understand that? I can't with my arms. I eat this.
my mornings.
The chicken salad is back at 95 for a limited time only in Jersey Mike's.
That accomplished his goal and then just moved off to the next universe pretty quickly, which, what, good for him, I guess. But a lot of people forget he is a minor warp god, not just a demigod. He is literally the warp god of industry and evil science. So, because of that, he tends to be overlooked as it's such a weird niche, but in general, he is so dangerous that the only reason Abaddon could work with him is he had to make a deal with him that put Abaddon on the back foot in terms of being not really that great a deal. This dude isn't measured up against Space Marines or any custodians. In lore, he's often compared to the fact that he's just kind of weaker than the other Chaos gods by a large margin. Don't get it twisted. He's not like Zinch or Khorne level Ashtor. And did I mention he is literally a minor god? This dude is often overlooked because he kind of just did from the setting, but I still love him. And when I say he's a god, that's kind of a big deal because it's not really a thing in 40k. In AOS, yeah, you have gods on the table all the time, but Ashtor is just a god you can put on the table. That's kind of rare. the unofficial Iron Warriors god, if I may. Okay, let's just get these out of the way with kind of a lightning round. World leaders. Angron, easy choice. He smashes and is essentially a gigantic bloodthirster with horrible weapons. Though, fun fact, one of them was made when he took a piece of smoldering hot brass, iron, metal, whatever from the demon world, and then beat a keeper of secrets to death so much that he forged it into a sword. That's that big sword that he has. That was kind of cool. Smash. Emperor's Children. Water. The Primarch so powerful he corrupts the air around him with the maliciousness of his essence. Is the reason why Gilliman was in a coma for 10,000 years. He is fast, cunning, and obsessed with perfection. Smash. Death Guard. Mortarion, one of the most deceased and horrendous maniacs in setting, is resented and spite have transcended what us mere mortals refer to as acceptable. And now
I'm just trying to eat right now.
He hates everything from afar, not in a corn way, more just like I hate everything because I'm emo or some shit. But he spreads disease, and if he so much as touches your planet, you're basically this is going to break with him on his own excursion. Also, he a giant stinky moth. Gross. And lastly, the Thousand Suns, which is obviously the mutant vortex beast. Duh. It has a portal to the warp on its back. It's Magnus. It's Magnus the Red. He's a demon primer. They are literally the strongest minis in the game, in war and on the tabletop, with only demigods and gods being able to beat the shit out of them, like Bellicor, or even just
Thank
like
you,
Titans that could be
Johnson.
standing. It's kind of unfair to me. Demon primers are kind of god tier thing. I know this might be a bit blasphemy to say, especially in this community, but I just gotta say it in my whole chest. Demon primarchs are overrated. And most other primarchs are only interesting to me because they are just interesting characters, and if you look at the main humans, literally nothing would change about my opinion on them. I don't know, I don't like superpower or whatever, use of what's I just think they're cool as characters most of the time. Anyhow, this freeze Tuesday. Yeah, we're going to cover Chaos Knights. I'm just lazy and tired. It's the night of Omni, by the way. Chaos Knights of action might be hard to peg down as they are smashing stompy more or less all the time. And because of that, the quality of the smashing stompy is hard to measure. So what is my criteria here? Well, I mentioned it before, but having access to the warp does cause a lot of bullshittery to happen. It is a level of power most factions can't deal with properly. Even with factions that can deal with psychic shit, they usually have to have a dedicated unit or some faction to do so. So a knight that is a psyker and also carries ancient ass Volkite weaponry. Yeah, sorry, dude, that shit is pretty scary. Also very dangerous and likely just corrupts the living shit out of the land around it. I know there's a larger scale knights from the most recent Big Knights launch, but it's probably more dangerous than this is in range. And there's probably a bunch of other things that are better than it in melee, but it is the whole package. A psychic monster knight comes out each time. Hell, the Necron, if they are caught without any pylons or anti-psychic attack, they just fold pretty quickly to psychic abilities. But that's just my opinion. Now that chaos is over, we move over to the Imperium, which is going to be quite the endeavor because there's a lot more factions in the Imperium than there are in the rest of the game. But yeah, before we do that, I noticed a bit of a brief mission here to ask you guys a silly question at the time first. Hi, hello everyone. It's me, it's our
Vital awareness. Okay.
Mission here to kind of show
egg,
myself a little
sausage,
bit because I
onion,
like seeing you guys
sauce,
pop up and use directly interact with me. So, yeah, you guys know that I'm streaming on a weekly basis every week, same day, same time for like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, do a good friend Kalani, and sometimes we get up on the show, but basically what it is, we're doing this thing called the Ultimate Book Club. It's not exactly an original idea, but basically what it is we go back and forth recommending each other something to do. And it is simple as go and watch a show, or as complicated as, hey, you need to go on a little adventure. So we do that, we let the audience engage with it too, and the next week we come back and we talk about the experience involved, and, like what happened. It's also an anything goes stream, so we tend to just do kind of just whatever we can think of. Sometimes we'll just play Terraria, sometimes we'll just play whatever game comes up on stream. We take fan and viewer suggestions. We'd love to see you all there, so just show up whenever you like. It's on Sunday at about 6 p.m. EST, and sometimes we start a little later, sometimes we start a little earlier, but genuinely speaking, it's about where we start. Love to see you all there. Yeah, this is literally it. There's no second, guys. Talk about my streams because I don't know, I had fun on them. I like seeing you guys there. But yeah, see you guys there.
Whenever I have enough money, I do. That's honestly the truth of it. I try to be balanced. Like, I'll eat something with eggs, rice, probably beans or sweets, and some vegetables. Maybe a smoothie, maybe sweet.
Textiles by building things that happen in business. You can check out Code Academy AI for 7 days free trial.
Sometimes
New Paradome Textile Strengthen and Protect with hyaluronic acid.
I can kind of eat unlimited, truthfully. Even if I throw up, I can still eat. It just,
I'm really excited to try this. 2 pieces of 6 has migraines of protein and fever flavor, which is so exciting.
I learned to eat at least like 3 times a day.
Don't just get
Sometimes I
it,
don't.
make it yours. Save on every new car at Chapman Hyundai Bell Road.
It's, there's always
You know, Ellis, just recover before I can head out and either die or some shit. But it's very important to say this beforehand. But like, Bandy is too big. There are too many factions, and even if I cut out half of the Space Marine chapters, it leaves us with too many options for big and strong huge of the faction. So I'm gonna simplify it, and since I want you guys to watch till the end, I'm covering Space Marines last. Regardless, let's jump straight to the first of these in, I guess, kind of alphabetical order, but not really. You have the sororities, which the option is very obvious. So, see, it's going to be Saint Celestine. Celestine is a potentially immortal being who is able to resurrect those around her, and is also one of the most deadly and dangerous individuals in the setting, unless her name is Karn. She was a flaming sword that was so flaming that it is a ranged characteristic. She was a Sister Repentia prior to her saint, and she was obviously stronger than her average lady before, but now she's, you know, almost godlike power from a demigod power. And did I mention she's basically stronger than a Space Marine chapter master is technically immortal? Yeah, you're not winning against that. But I will say, Morbin Ball on the power scale would surprise you as to where she is, probably. What likely won't surprise you is going to be the strongest character in the current Custodes roster is it's Trajan Vallis, because he's kind of the strongest Custodes guy out there right now. One of the few people to succeed in a blood game. He was able to fight a one emissary one-on-one and kind of pull out better than you expect. He is one of the Lords of Terra and is probably the second strongest Custodes in history, which is kind of a big feat considering the actual strongest Custodes in history, Constantine Valor, is a Primarch in all, like me, able to actually fight Primarchs on footing in them power most times. But yeah, Trajan has tech, skills, and abilities that most Custodes could not match. Thus, his status is high Lord of Terra, and one of the reasons he is one of the most trusted members of the Queen's Council. One of the best tactical minds that the Imperium has at their disposal, but this is a good segue into
I think he's, I don't know what he is.
the dentist mechanic is actually.
I've been trying to figure it out.
Mind.
I've been researching day and night.
Imperium other than kind that is Belisarius' call. This dude is so powerful that he's genuinely something particular and isn't afraid of in regards to him launching coup of some sort. See, Belisarius' call is like the smartest man in the Imperium with the intelligence of multiple people and the lifespan over 10,000 years of pure intelligence gathering bullshit. He has access to Archaea tech that only he has, literally his own creations. And let's not talk about how he tried to be super good and made something that was somewhere between a Primarch and a Primaris Marine in terms of power. Yeah, that's Alpha Primus, but we don't talk about him. But for lack of a better way of putting it, Call is incredibly smart. His multiple brains each linked with him that each have their own ability to outthink someone. Study. Hell, he has several of the people responsible for the creation of Stardies kicking around in his brain bank somewhere. Esoteric high-tech weapons and foreign machines running around individuals' armies of servitors that we would never completely understand, and it has the sworn loyalty of a bunch of the Space Marine chapters. He is pretty damn powerful no matter how you shoot it down. No one else is powerful. Memes. One of the oldest and most enduring memes. The F40K can be summed up as the Baneblade is cool, which is true. It is cool. It is a giant tank, and it is probably the most powerful thing to regards to deploy. They are very powerful and incredibly modular. How powerful talking about one of the terms that I think most people understand in terms of power scale. One of the strongest tank mounted cannons commonly used during Forest Heresy for space marines was the Indicator. The Indicator tank has this thing called the Demolisher cannon on it. This cannon is so powerful, it's not meant to just kill other tanks in order to get past bastions. It is meant to kill a tank and then through the hole you put through that tank, destroy the wall behind said tank.